Hey yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What's happening with you all? It's your boy Gold Phoenix in the flesh. Rise from the ashes and be blessed. You already know the spill. Listen up. I'm sitting in Atlanta right now. I'm getting unloaded. And I'm at a place that one of my homeboys said he's been to a few times and they always take forever, supposedly. I feel them unloading right now and I just got here. So we're gonna see just how long they take. Atlanta. I'm from here. I hate it here. Everyone here, like whenever I deliver, is super lazy. So we're gonna see if these guys can change my perspective on that. But nonetheless, what I wanted to talk about was fueling. And what inspired me to do so was one guy who was commenting on one of my videos, which shout out to you, you know who you are. He seems very positive, intelligent, and active. So I can appreciate that. But we have two very different perspectives as far as fueling goes. And so I wanted to talk about it. Now, I know you're gonna see this video and I want you to know up front, I'm not doing this to hate on you or anything. What I'm hoping to accomplish is sharing both of our perspectives to people who might be new to this or just getting into the industry. So it gives them something to think about, you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's no hate. We don't agree on this at all. But it's all love, it's all respect. Now, from my perspective, I believe you should fuel on contingency, meaning you only purchase enough fuel in order to get the load done. Whereas this gentleman here, from what I gathered, he's a little bit more liberal, like he's more likely to fill his truck up. And basically this is what he said. He said, I never understood why y'all manage fuel. Just fill it up. It's all about averages. Fueling or not fueling just to get a bigger check this week doesn't make a difference. Your truck's still gonna need the fuel. Whether you pay for it this week or next, you're still gonna pay for it. I 100% agree with that. And it makes perfect sense because if I fill the truck up, like let's just say towards the end of the week, my check is reduced this week, but it is gonna go into next week. I'll still be able to utilize it for next week. So if my fuel bill is higher this week, it might be lower next. It makes sense. I get where you're coming from. The reason I don't do it that way is because in my mind, this is a very unpredictable industry, you see? So I don't know if my truck is gonna run into next week. It could break down today. It could break down tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it could, at any point, just crap out. And I would much rather have the money in my pockets or in my bank account than in my fuel tanks. Does that make sense? Now, his rebuttal to that was, well, you have an emergency fund. I'm gonna sum it up. He said, you have an emergency fund. He also uses this program that gives us all of the, the cheapest fuel stops on our route. I utilize that as well. I just don't always purchase the amount that it wants me to purchase. Unless I'm on a longer load, like if I'm on something going like 1,800 miles, and it says buy 60 gallons here, boom, buy another 50, get to this point and fill up. If that's the last load I'm doing for the week, I might do 60 gallons, drop to the next one, 50 gallons, get to that last one, and I might buy another 50 as opposed to filling my tanks up. Because like I said, I would much rather have the money in my pockets than in my fuel tank. Because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow or the following week, so on and so forth. But another thing that does, or the way I'm doing things, now I'm talking about what I do. Another thing that does is it kind of reduces your weight. Now my truck has relatively small tanks. I have a full capacity of 200 gallons. Now we'll just say that diesel is roughly 7 pounds per gallon, right? 7 times 200 is 1,400. That's 1,400 pounds I would be carrying with full tanks. Not to mention the weight of the DEF. I have no idea what that is, but my truck has like a, what is it, like 16 gallon DEF tank. And then 30 gallon fuel tank on the reefer as well. Now, I always fill the reefer up whenever I get, you know, if I have to. I don't play with that. But the weight savings causes me to have better fuel economy. Does that make any sense to anybody? The more weight you have, the more fuel your truck needs to burn in order to carry that weight, right? Now, the fuel savings up front would be minute. It's very minute. But over the course of, say, 18 months, over the course of 3 years, over the course of 5 years, that little bit, that little nickel and dime and stuff, it adds up. In my mind, this is an industry of nickels and dimes and pennies and stuff like that. The savings comes over time, and like I've always said, the profit is in what you're not spending. That's how I make sense of it. But like he said, whether you buy it this week or next week, you gonna have to buy it. You have to buy it. So I 100% understand where it is that you're coming from, but I also understand where I'm coming from as well. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because maybe you guys might be doing it his way and what I said makes more sense, or vice versa. You see what I'm saying? I at least want to give you guys the opportunity to have something to think about and you know, make adjustments to your business as, you know, as you see fit. They really working back there, huh? Excuse the vibration. But yeah, I like when people share their perspective, especially when they're not hating. This guy clearly wasn't. You know, he was just giving me something to think about. And, you know, if you do see this video, I want you to know I greatly appreciate that, because it also gave me something I could also share with, you know, a couple hundred other people. You see what I'm saying? I like this kind of thing because, you know, there's plenty of ways to skin a cat, and we'll never know all of them. So I'm glad I have people like this who subscribe to me, who are willing to share their perspectives and share what it is that they think, because not only do I want you guys to be able to maybe possibly learn something from me, but I also want to be able to learn from you guys as well. This is a very diverse industry, plenty of people from different walks of life, different perspectives. You know, like I'm from Atlanta, like I've said, and some of you guys, you know, you could be from Los Angeles, you could be from New York, you could be from Baltimore, you could be from Seattle, Vegas, Dallas, Houston. You know, we all come from all over the place. And so if we can all learn from one another, I honestly believe that's a beautiful thing. And this right here, this is the kind of stuff I like to see. Now, that last video I did, I know that, you know, arguably a little bit negative, so I wanted to come back and shine a light on you guys. That's what I'm about. And this, in my opinion, was just a good opportunity to do it. So, like I said, if what he does or what he says makes perfect sense to you guys, I suggest you do it. Because the money is going to be made and the money is going to be spent regardless of what it is that you do or how you do it. At the same time, if what I said made sense, feel free to give it a shot. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try it out the way you suggested. I'm going to do it maybe for like 2 weeks and see how it works. And if it makes sense to me, or if I don't really notice too much of a difference, I'll probably just keep doing it that way, to be honest with you. Just because you said it, just because it was your suggestion, you seem like you have a good head on your shoulders, I will give it a shot. But if I find out what I said makes sense, I'm going to revert back to what I normally do. You see what I'm saying? So, but I at least want to give it a shot, man. It's, just because you came at me about this with such positivity, I can't hate on that. But anyway, that's beside the point. This is a rare time I'm not running on a pre-plan, so I have no idea what's going to happen after this. If all else fails, I'm relatively close to family. I'll just go chill out with them for a day or whatever ends up happening. I'm going to go home soon. I haven't been to my house in roughly 4 months. So there's some things I need to straighten out. It's also my father's birthday today, so I need to figure out when he's going to go home and see about what I could surprise him with. He likes to say, you don't got to get me gifts or nothing. Listen, I'm going to spend money on you. Like, just accept that. But anyway, as I always tell, as I always tell you guys, be happy, stay blessed, Do not be afraid to make drastic changes in your life. It might end up being the best decision you ever made. It really, really might. I'm Gold Phoenix, and I'm out.